Welcome to day 5 of the Prospered Soul podcast. Actually, this is in the future, it's not going to be a daily podcast, but I'm just getting started. And I promised myself I would take action. Actually, I felt the calling to speak up, and so I'm doing it probably for like 30 days. It's working because it's really, I don't know, it's doing something in me. I hope you're getting something out of this too. I'm sure you are, or else I wouldn't have been called to do this. All right. So I said yesterday when I was talking about desires and how if you desire something, it means that you already have it. That you want it or feel for it a certain way because there's a difference between having a conviction that it's already yours and having a strong want for it. The strong want for it side says and is proof that you don't believe that it's yours. It's a faith thing, okay? There's no wishy-washy when it comes to God's laws. You're either in or you're out. There's no lukewarm. Like it says in the Bible, he'll spit you out. If you're lukewarm, you're hot or you're cold. So the importance of yesterday's was just, sharing with knowledge about desires being divine, being part of alternate realities, and that you are a soul, a spirit that actually is multidimensional, and there's different versions of you. So there's actually a one of you that already has the thing and is doing the thing that you want. And the reason why you have that longing sensation within you is because you're crossing paths with it. And it's just one really spirit with us all broken out into variations of unique expressions of God's spirit, right? Because we're created in the image and likeness of God. So, of course, you're sensing spiritually that frequency of already being the thing, doing the dang thing, right? And that longing is just you're just sparring with it, and it's kind of like tapping you saying, hey, you're missing out on something here. This is something that you were created to come into this world to manifest. And just because you don't see it with your senses, it is a frequency that really does exist, and you can have it, but you're going to have to get it through spiritual laws and by trust and walking in faith and being grateful. So let's talk real quick about conviction. So the conviction that how you claim it, how you become I am that is that you just claim it's already yours. It doesn't matter whether you believe it in your mind. We don't care. The truth is that it's already yours, and you're just going to continue to accept that your desires are done. This is wanting it in a different way. This is moving to the fulfillment side of knowing it's already done. And it doesn't mean that you don't want it anymore. I heard a really good example. I'm going to give you one. Like, let's say that you wanted to go to an NFL football game, because I'm into football. Let's say that. So you wanted some game tickets, right? So you want game tickets, and game tickets actually drop in your lap. Like, you desire them and you get them. Well, now you're holding them. You have the tickets, but you still want to go to the game. that type of want to go to the game, it's not coming from a state of desperation or a state of want. Oh, I want that. I wish for that. Or a state of lack. It's coming from a conviction. I already have these tickets. I cannot wait to go to this game. I want to go. I want to see this team play. That's what I mean by conviction. Just wishing and hoping, oh, that would be so good. You ain't gonna get nothing that way. Nothing. Might as well just go watch a movie or something. That's wanting it in all the wrong ways. Either you believe or you don't believe. And if you need help working on your faith, let's talk. So we shift realities every moment of our lives. And that 3D reality that we all have to live with, the beds that we sleep in, you touch it, everything that you can see, hear, touch, taste, smell, that's your 3D world. It is a reflection of what you, in abundance, inside your heart, think and feel about. So it's letting you know what you feel about yourself, what you think about yourself. According to spiritual teacher Neville Goddard, everyone is you pushed out. Each one of us has our own movie. Our life is our own movie, and we have the people in our lives, and they are the way that they act and behave is a reflection of how we think and how we feel. And that is promising, because if something's going on with someone and it's not the best, then you work on yourself. Like especially when it comes down to my specialty, which is dealing with difficult relationships. So what's going on within to produce that result? Once you get a hold, and I couldn't stay married to my ex-husband, because I started to, and I had talked about this yesterday, where I at first used to be, I've been going to church since I was in kindergarten, but I started to be more courageous, and I started to realize that there was this tradition of man going on within the church teachings, and that I was able to communicate and read my Bible and talk to God and hear back from God. And the things that they were telling me to do in church were actually making my relationship get worse. They were making him treat me worse, because how often can I be a soft answer, look the other way? That didn't work. That doesn't work for a narcissist. It doesn't work for a verbal abuser. I do think you need to be respectful in healthy relationships, and I do think you need to put in every bit of effort to make the relationship work. But when you're in an unhealthy relationship, you got to trust your gut. And if you sense there's something wrong and the red flags are there, you've got a choice to make, because you don't live your life for that person. You live your life for you. This is your movie, your story. In your movie and in your story, you are the director, and you are the writer, and you are the editor, and you are the actor. You're the actual freaking stage where everything's done, where the movie's filmed. You're the film crew. You're the screen. You're the projector. You're it all. Everything is a projection of what is going on within yourself. So, when it comes to looking at your reality and deciding on a desire or having a desire, not getting upset with yourself because what you desire, you don't see it. Don't put those two together. They'll never match up. The outer world of you is the least oldest thing ever. Right now, life is in the present moment, and it's whatever you make it. So you can just choose differently. And it's what I did. I just started to choose differently. I started to recognize that, wait a second, this is not a problem I'm having with myself. I don't know why this person's angry all the time, but it's got nothing to do with me. And I started to just, instead of reading books about how to be a good wife and how to be a good homemaker, even though I was cleaning all the time, and my kids, I took very good care of they were clean, dressed, played with, I was a homemaker, I homeschooled, and then I just was detached. I was so preoccupied with trying to understand what I did to make this person so mad that I was unavailable. So see, I became emotionally unavailable through trying to figure out all the ruminating and trying to figure out what was going on in my own marriage, which hurt my kids, on top of everything else. So I had to come back into myself, which felt a little selfish, but I had to I'm not take no mess. And I didn't argue. I don't like to argue. I will state what I have to say, and I'm proud of myself because I finally learned how to just be direct. Oh my God, I used to beat around the bush like it was nobody's business. I had the hardest time just asking for what I want. Now, when I'm direct and I ask for what I want, it's done in love because I don't like sneaky. I don't want to ask, but I really want this. So I'm just going to come straight out and ask you. And if it's something that hurts you, I'm sorry. I'm actually will be sorry for it. But I just want you to know I just want an answer. But trusting yourself and honoring yourself and not tolerating anything. I don't care if the pastor said you had to. I literally had people tell me that I can't do anything but just keep my mouth shut because God's going to fix it. God's going to watch my Proverbs 31 expression in my household by my keeping my mouth closed and don't returning a strong answer. My response, my behavior, me being the thermostat, didn't work. 11 years, it didn't work. It just got worse and worse and worse. I'll tell you what worked when I just stopped my attention towards him and I started putting it on myself and healing myself and getting myself up out of there. I ended up leaving, getting a job that made more money than he did, had better benefits than he did. I ended up taking care of my household, and things worked out very well for me. But they worked out when I respected myself, when I honored myself, when I listened to myself, and when I wasn't afraid to disappoint people or even go to freaking hell. Because if I had to go to hell, because I didn't want to live in that situation anymore, then I was going to go. I was very unhappy. But being kind of emotionally detached, for me, made me start to also attract people who really weren't available. So that was a mirror for me. Even now, today, I'm like, wow, I might still have some of that going on. And it just lets you know, don't get angry about it. Just oh, that story's still running. So you get your journal out and you write down the incidences of it, the occurrence of it. And as you write, you're going to find wisdom coming out. And it only happens when you write, not when you think about it. When you're writing, and they talk about automatic writing attaches to your your higher man, like your spirit, where it starts to talk through the paper, and you're going to start seeing exactly what's going on within you, why you're seeing a repeat of the things that keep happening, and what to do about it. And again, we do this in the power of clarity with help of me. So if you're interested in cleaning up stuff, and you've had some difficult relationships, parents, brothers, siblings, friends, lovers, husbands, whatever, and you just want some help cleaning that out and getting free so you can thrive, that program is what I created it for. All right, so that is what I wanted to talk about today for day 5. Again, this is just how I move and I think behind the scenes. I've constantly told, when I sit down with someone and I talk to them, they're like, I didn't know all that stuff. I don't realize other people don't know what I know. And so I've heard called to me before COVID or during COVID was, Lana, open up your mouth and talk. Open up your mouth and talk. And I overthought it for 3 years. Now I'm finally doing it. All right. So if you have any questions at all, I'm happy to answer them. And you can reach me through my links and on social media. And let me know you're listening. All right. And how this has helped you. Okay. Talk to you tomorrow.